Hi guys, my name is Nikunj and I'm back with another video. So last week we took a look at the G413 Carbon from Logitech, a mechanical gaming keyboard which I absolutely love. You can check the review I did for it using the card on the top right. So I initially ordered the MK850 Performance Combo from Flipkart. I got the G413 instead. I returned that, got a refund because they did not have the MK850 in stock. I finally ended up paying a little extra for it and ordering it from Amazon. So it's finally here. Let's go ahead, unbox it, and I'll share my reviews on it. So here we have it. So the reason I wanted this particular keyboard and mouse combo was that this can work over Bluetooth and over the 2.4 gigahertz wireless using the unifying receiver. So it comes in this neat little box, has some text at the back. The keyboard battery life is rated at 36 months, that's 3 years, and it uses two AAA batteries. The mouse uses a single AA battery. It is rated for 24 months of use. So let's get this out of the box. Alright, there's another cardboard box in here. And here we have the goods. Okay, so first and foremost, we get greeted by the keyboard itself. The mouse is right here. So let's take this out first. Right, and this is kind of heavy, at least heavier than the mouse that I've been using so far. And this comes with this little plastic tab at the end so that your batteries stay secure. And this is something that Logitech started a while ago. They ship their peripherals, both the keyboard and the mouse, with batteries already in it. And so that the batteries are not activated, they apply this little piece right here. So you just open it. There is a neat little space right next to the battery for you to keep your unifying receiver if that's something that you travel with. Just pull the paper out or the plastic out, plug the battery back in, and you should be good to go. Okay, this is the on-off switch. Red indicates off, green indicates on. So this is currently on, and I do see a very faint light or a very faint LED in this little mouse. But overall, the feel of the mouse, the fit in the hand is really nice. And as you guys might be able to see over here, we have the number 1 blinking. So it automatically tells us that it is in pairing mode or is ready to get connected to a particular device, a computer, or you can actually connect this to an iPad or an Android device as well. Let's get the keyboard out. And prior to that, this unifying receiver right here. Nice handy place. So we'll keep this to the side, and if there is anything else in the box, right there is some paperwork, some basic information, and a cable. It's a USB male to female cable. Alright, we don't need that right now. And here we have the keyboard. Okay, so starting with the back, Again, where we have the batteries, we have this little plastic piece that we can remove. So just pull this out, pull the clip out, make sure the batteries are secure, and just put this back in. And we have 5 rubber feet over here. So this is basically for ensuring that the keyboard actually grips really nicely. And we have 2 sets of feet for different angles. So one is for 4 degree of tilt, the other one is for 8. So depending on what you prefer in terms of your typing angle for your wrist, you can go ahead and select one of the 2. So I'll start with the 4 degree first. Let's see how that feels. And yep, it is on. We have the LED light blinking at number 1. So that means it's ready to connect. It has this wrist rest over here, which is nice and cushioned. Concave keys. So this is a new design that they have gone with as far as the keycaps are concerned. So the keys themselves, they are concave. They are curved towards the inside a little bit. So that, from what I've read and from the reviews I've read, it gives a very comfortable feel when you are typing and when you're placing your hand on the keyboard in general. Now, talking about the keyboard, we have a proper full layout. We have dedicated numpad. We have the on and off switch for the keyboard on the right. This is something that I really like because a couple of other keyboards that I've seen in the market, they have the on and off switch behind the keyboard at the back right here. So that's something which is uncomfortable at times if you need to switch the keyboard off for a while, or maybe at night when you're not using it. Now, talking about the keys themselves, the keys are really soft. Decent amount of travel, not a lot, but overall I think the keys are a little too squishy. So as far as the travel is concerned, as I said, the travel is decent. There's not a lot of travel, but yeah, it's not like the MacBook keyboards as well, where the travel is absolutely negligent. We have our proper function keys at the top. They double as your media keys and some other shortcuts as well that you can use with the function key at the bottom. At the top, we have the 3 number keys over here that can help you switch between the various devices that you have your keyboard and mouse paired to. Now, this is one more thing that I did not like about the entire setup. When you switch your keyboard from one device to the other, the mouse does not switch automatically. You need to switch the mouse using the button which is available on the mouse to switch it from one device to the other. So while you're working on multiple devices, you need to keep that in mind. Otherwise, you will have your mouse on one and the keyboard on the other. Apart from that, we have a dedicated software for this as well. It was called Logitech Flow from what I remember earlier. Now it's called the Logitech Options. I have installed that. I will give you a brief tour of that as well, of how you can go ahead and set this up. But otherwise, the overall feel of the keyboard is good. It's a good ergonomic keyboard. This wrist rest that we have over here, this is also good. And there's one more thing that I noticed. There is a curve to this keyboard. So there is a high point over here. The numlock and the entire numpad, this sits a little below the entire keyboard and it's curving a little bit. So when you're typing, your wrist and your hands are in a sort of an ergonomic position. That is what Logitech is claiming. And this helps alleviate some of the stress that you have on your wrists when you're typing for long sessions. Otherwise, there's not much there on the entire keyboard. We've already covered the back. So let's go ahead and check the mouse out.
Now, talking about the mouse, this is the mouse that I was using earlier. This is the Logitech M331, a mouse from the Silent series. It's pretty small when you compare it to the M720 triathlon mouse, which comes with this particular combo. It has three buttons over here. One is for forward, the other one's for back. The third one is for you to switch between the devices that you have this connected to. So it does cycle through the devices. So 1, 2, and then 3. You cannot jump from 3 to 2 in any way. You again need to cycle all the way through. Then we have a dedicated button over here, right behind the scroll wheel. So normally you have a little resistance, but if you want a free flowing scroll, just click the button and you have a free flowing scroll. Click it back, it's locked in place. You will have your normal scroll the way you have a scroll in normal mice. Now, where you rest your thumb over here on the pad, this is also a dedicated key. So you can actually go ahead, you can map this to any particular function in a software or in Windows in general or on Mac in general. And you can go ahead and use this as a dedicated key or a dedicated click whenever you need it. So that's about it. The overall feel of the mouse is really good. It's pretty ergonomic, and I am pretty happy with it. It is a little heavy though. It's on the heavier side, but overall fit, overall ergonomics of the mouse, these are really good. Your wrist remains a little in the air from one side, from here, from where your thumb is, and this is a little more ergonomic. There are a lot of other mouse which are available in the market, which are sort of a puck shape. There's one from Microsoft as well. I was using one from Portronics a few months, or actually last year to be exact, and I really liked it. It had a proper round shape to it, but even this has a certain inclination over here. So the right click is a little lower than the left, so the overall feel of the mouse is pretty good. Now let's jump into the Logitech options software and see what we have there.
Okay, so this is the interface of the Logitech software. So I'll quickly go ahead and show you where you can find this first. So when you come on Logitech's website, you're greeted with this page with some brief about the Logitech Flow and how the entire Flow system works. Just go to support, downloads. Over here, select downloads again. And here you have the Logitech options. So once you go ahead and download the executable or the DMG for this, go ahead and install it. Once you install it, this is what you are greeted with once you sign in. If you do not have an account on Logitech, you would need to create an account first. So create an account, sign in, and then you can go ahead and add your device. So in this right now, I'll be using Bluetooth since my laptop is capable of Bluetooth. And I'll be using the unifying receiver that I've received with this to pair this with my desktop. Right, now we have both our mouse and the keyboard added to the software. We went through the Bluetooth settings and then added this. So if you go to the mouse, just click on the mouse. You can go ahead and check out all the options which are available for you, and just click on one of these circles to configure the keys or the buttons according to your wish. You can go ahead and check the other details out as well. The pointer speed is set to about 50% normally. This is a 1000 DPI mouse though. So 50% on most screens is more than enough unless you're using a very high resolution monitor. And if you need to configure Flow, you can enable that from the Flow menu. This helps you copy and paste between devices.
provided both devices have the Logitech options installed on them. And similarly, if we come to the keyboard, we have all the options at the top. If we need to configure a particular key to our liking, to something else, we want to map it to something else, we just need to click on that key and it would automatically give you the options which are available to us for that particular key.
So here we have it, the Logitech MK850. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the mouse. The keyboard, although the keys are a little squishy, the travel is decent, but the build quality is really good. The ergonomic design is really good. And the added advantage where you can pair this with up to 3 devices and use it is just amazing. There's one thing that we need to keep in mind though, is that when it comes to pairing with multiple devices, it has one unifying receiver in the box. And if your device is not capable of Bluetooth pairing with multiple devices, you would not be able to pair both the keyboard and the mouse with it. So in that sort of a case, you may need to purchase an extra unifying receiver. It is available on Logitech's website for around 1,500. So you can add that unifying receiver to these. It can be paired very easily through Logitech software, and you can use that on another device if that's something which you need. So let me know what you guys think. If you've used this, if this is something that you would like to use, subscribe to the channel, like the video if you like the content, and until next time, take care.